welcome to today's episode of TSARP. I'm your host, Andrew Weir, and today our special guest is Steven.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
I'm here.
So you might have seen our video from, I don't know, or not video, but podcast episode from a few weeks ago. And it was about top 3 essential programming languages you need to learn in 2023. And it was a pretty good video. The info was pretty accurate. But I feel like we could have done it better. And so we're going to release an update to that video. And that is what this is. So, I'll start us off at the third most popular and useful language to learn in 2023, and it is Flutter. So, if you've never heard of it, Flutter is a language to make apps for Android and Apple. So, if you don't want to learn 2 languages, you can just learn Flutter. And another advantage is there's other plugins and open source programs to use Flutter for web too. So, you can make a website. You can make an Apple app. You can make an Android app. It's very versatile.
It's pretty useful.
Yeah, and it's great for like young developers or junior developers because say they want to launch an app but don't want to learn 2 languages, just you learn Flutter, and you can easily put it on Android or Apple devices. So it's made to be fast and run as the real languages on those apps and on those phones. So it's not like, hey, it's really a website, but as an app, it's literally running as Swift and as JavaScript. So pretty cool. So coming in at number 2 is Python. Now everyone's like, oh yeah, Python, it's always on here. Well, Python is so easy to learn. It's one of the main languages they teach at our school. And it really can be used for so many things like back-end development, security, so many other things. And it's really just a good language to learn getting started. And it's great for math and algorithms. And one of the biggest fields it's being used in right now is AI and machine learning. It's just really a language that is simple, easy, and extremely powerful. It's also very open source, so there's tons of libraries that you can use, and it's just one of the languages I'm really happy to know because it's used in a ton of different places.
Yep.
And the most popular, one of the best languages you can learn right now for so many different reasons, kind of like Python, is JavaScript. And even though it gets a little crazy in some syntax places and some basic core functions, but it
hurts my brain.
It hurts your brain. It can really be used anywhere. So I kind of said this for Flutter, I said this for Python, but you can combine both functionality of both languages and then some with JavaScript. Literally, there's plugins to make apps for Android and Apple and web, and even little microcontrollers and hardware. So many different use cases for JavaScript nowadays. Now, I wouldn't say problem, but one con is it's really not meant for all those things, but it can be used for them. So would it be a little harder to use JavaScript for microcontrollers than learning like Rust or a native language for those things? Maybe, but if you already know JavaScript, you might as well just use it because it's highly supported now on all different systems, and it's just a really versatile language. So Steven, what is your favorite language right now?
Well, I don't know a lot of languages, so I'd say I'd probably go with like Python or something like Java, because it's not easy to learn, but it's not too hard. Like I don't know an example, but like a kid could learn it.
Yeah, I mean, we are kids and we learned it. So you think it's really a beginner language?
Not really.
Mm.
More so like you just need to be able to understand it.
Yeah, and definitely, I mean, it really is one of the more advanced in ways of usage and ways of learning because it is really easy to read it. And it's a very readable language. That's one of the biggest perks of it. So same as JavaScript, they call those high level languages, just meaning that they're easy to read, not on functionality. But like it's a lot easier to read than languages like C++, where you're going all over the place. Not saying that languages we didn't mention on this list are not good to learn. Like every language has a purpose, and they're definitely a reason to learn them. And maybe we even make a video in the future of underrated languages that can be used for a lot of things, but people kind of just skip over them because there are a lot of those out there that can really be used in all different use cases, but no one really knows about, or no one really uses them anymore, thinks they're kind of outdated. There's a lot of those that could be used still and should be used in some use cases and just aren't, and are replaced by other languages like JavaScript and Python. So yeah,
Yep.
I hope that if you know these languages, that's great. If you don't, or there's one you're trying to learn right now, maybe send us a message and maybe we'll do a whole video or episode on that topic. But yeah, so I hope you learned something. I hope you kind of chose the language you want to learn next, or are learning right now. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye.